The hottest driver at Stafford Motor Speedway is Keith Rocco. He survives a duel with Chase Dowling for his third win of the year and strikes again 1 week later for win number 4. He has a point lead heading into the most prestigious race of the season, the TC13 Shootout, on this week at Stafford. The closest point battle at Stafford is in the street stock, with 3 drivers within 2 points of each other. George Usko was able to rumble out to the early lead, but Zach Robinson moving up in a hurry, going after Brandon Michael, who was in second place. Good battle for 4th, Lafayette getting the best of Jason Finkbein, and Frank Latrell moving up in the white number 8. Megan Fuller came into the night in the white number 2 car with a 2-point lead, but ran into electrical problems and finished 9th. Now, for the lead, Brandon Michael has been frustrated this year, has had a fast car, but is unable to get a win. He takes the lead here, but look who is behind him. Zach Robinson, who has won 4 times this year. Making the pass for the lead, Zach Robinson. 3 wide in the fight for 3rd. In the middle, the blue 21 of Jason Lafayette is able to thunder his way into 3rd place. And following him is Frank Latrell in the 8. Frank Latrell in 3 weeks has been a contender. Here is Lafayette. His thoughts are on 2nd as he tries to crowbar his way underneath the 74 Michael, and he is successful. He will take Latrell with him. Latrell moves into 3rd. The battle behind them is between Travis Hydar on the inside and George Usko on the outside, and right behind them is Chris Meyer. But he is backtracked because we have a caution. On the restart, getting off to a great beginning is the 8 of Latrell, but here comes Robinson, as he always does. By the time the field got to turn 2, Robinson was back in the lead. But there was some hard racing behind him. A battle for 2nd and 3rd between Lafayette in the 21 and Frank Latrell in the 8. Well, those 2 drivers duke it out. Brandon Michael in 4th, and Travis Hydar has come out of nowhere to move into the top 5. Lafayette grabs 2nd against Latrell. Side by side go Hydar and Michael, and the man with a little bit of more oomph is Hydar to take over the position. He goes sideways, but is able to rescue the car. And here is Robinson on his final lap. It is Hydar trying to get by Latrell for 3rd. And while he does, here is Robinson, winning for the 5th time this year. And more importantly, he takes over the point lead.
Jack Robinson, walks out of the car, and he'll be talking to our host of Victory Lane, Kyle Rickey Jr.
I can't thank my team, Joe Brockett, enough, everybody. You know, the last 2 weeks they've been starting us in the rear, so we said we're going to find something with this car to make it better than it already is. And I think we did that. We've been doing the homework in the shop. In the past 2 weeks, this car's been able to go to the rear, from the rear to the front, no problem at all.
The late model action this season at Stafford has been exciting and unpredictable. Rick Lanigan, looking for his first win of the year after coming out of a 4-year retirement, battles newcomer Mark Curtis for the early lead. They go side by side for the first 3 laps, and John Blake in the black number 61, one of the most improved drivers, fights for the top 3 against Wayne Provost. It is Curtis out in front of Lanigan with a power move, and moving back into 3rd is John Blake. Right behind him, Wayne Curry in the white number 10, who won on opening night. The battle intensifies for the lead. And getting a nudge to the wall was Ryan Fern, costing him about 4 positions. Here is Wayne Curry going for the lead against Rick Lanigan. Wayne Curry doesn't come every week, but when he does, he comes with an outstanding race car. and he uses it to get by Lanigan on the inside. And the race is put on hold as Paul Verrecchio draws the yellow flag out. On the restart, Wayne Curry on the outside has some giddy-up. And he is able to blockbuster his way into a narrow lead. Lanigan fighting back and making it 3 wide. Albert Saunders. What a move by Saunders, who goes from third to first to grab the lead, and he takes Adam Gray with him. Adam Gray is now in position to strike. Lanigan drops back to third, and here is Gray going for the lead. He said he was only going to compete on a part-time basis, a little trouble deeper in the field as Lanigan hits the wall hard. And a good night has gone to ashes for Lanigan. On the restart, getting a helpful shove from Michael Bennett is Adam Gray trying to get by Saunders on the outside. It is a very difficult pass to make, but pulling it off is Adam Gray to capture the lead against Saunders. Third, Wayne Curry trying to get by Saunders and now moves into second. And here comes Tommy Fern. The defending champion has been shut out of the winner's circle this year, and his cousin gets into some trouble, Ryan Fern. And Tommy Fern is in control of third place, 1 notch ahead of Michael Bennett. And here is Adam Gray, ready to put the exclamation point on an outstanding night. He wins his 4th race of the season, and he will expand his point lead.
Nice job, bud.
I got to thank my guys, my father, and their wives and girlfriends and stuff. I mean, we thrashed in the shop every day this week. We found some stuff that was wrong, found some other bad stuff, and it shows. I mean, the car is a rocket ship tonight.
The SK Lights has been one of the most exciting divisions at Stafford Speedway, especially if your name is Bob Charland. The veteran driver gets the early lead over Tyler Chapman, but Joey Farino goes around, and look at the disaster behind him. Cars fly in the air, an incident that involved about 1/2 of the field. In a replay of the battle, we'll see the 87 go around, and there is a disaster waiting to happen. One of the victims was Alexander Pearl, the point leader, who was sidelined for the rest of the night. On the restart, keep an eye on car number 41, Tyler Chapman, as he gets a jump, and the youngster gets into the lead for the first time of his Stafford career. Charland is in second. Now Jonathan Pulio starts to pick up the volume in the white number 57 car. He is hounded from behind by George Bassett and Charland. Bassett, one of the rookie drivers, trying to take second away from Pulio. And he was in second for a moment. The leader continues to be Chapman. And the orange number 39 of Bassett gives way to Pulio, who is back into second, but only momentarily. Bassett having one of the most successful races in his rookie season. Now Brian Sullivan, the veteran driver, moves up to battle Bassett for third. Here comes Pulio with a do-or-die move against Tyler Chapman, and he takes over the top spot, swinging wide to the outside. Brian Sullivan moves into third, Chapman holding on to second, and George Bassett still has some power as he tries to get by Sullivan on the outside. Sullivan losing the battle to Bassett for third. Sullivan trying to get third back, but here is Pulio putting the exclamation point on his third win of the season and his second point race.
Let's go down track 5 and greet a very excited young man.
Yeah, the 87 kind of blew turn 1 and 2 a little bit, and he just had one guy who was inside, I was outside. He kind of just came up, and we got together, but it was just a racing deal. You know, probably shouldn't have happened on the first lap, but it's just you have 27 cars that can win, and that's what happens. You know, it's just speechless for this team. You know, we had started the season off with 2 wins. We hit a stall period, and my dad and I have spent countless hours in the shop after 2 bad weeks, and man, I've never been this excited in my life. I never thought I was gonna get back here, so this is awesome.
The SK Modified race was a special one. The top 13 would go into the Ted Christopher Shootout. Marcello Refrano, shut out of the winner's circle in the SK Modifieds this year, thunders his way to the early lead, but a problem for Dan Avery, coming out of retirement tonight, but he is sidelined after 2 laps. On the restart, Refrano, showing his power, is able to blast his way to the lead, but he has company. Corey DiMatteo on the outside and Mike Christopher Jr. on the inside. David Arute is also there. Todd Owen fighting for 4th with Arute. But Marcello Refrano is in the spotlight, and who will come out of the pack to challenge him? It could be Todd Owen. Right now, Owen gets by DiMatteo, and he is going after Refrano, but before he can, we have a massive wreck in between turns 1 and 2. Teddy Hodgson going over the number 25 car at Tyler Hines. As Hodgson goes airborne and lands on the top of Tyler Hines' car. On the restart, things are smooth for Marcello Refrano, but right behind him, ready to strike, is Mike Christopher Jr., and here he comes. Christopher trying to rabble-rouse his way underneath Marcello Refrano. And he is able to get the lead. Todd Owen moves into 3rd, but it is Christopher getting a challenge from Refrano. And Refrano has his lead back, but how long can he keep it? Christopher surges back in front. Todd Owen is a factor. The top 3 could fit in a donut hole. Owen to the outside, challenging Refrano for 2nd. As he moves in and now attacks Mike Christopher, Todd Owen has just gone from 3rd to 1st to grab the lead. Todd Owen, who wrecked his car the last 2 Friday nights, he was burning the midnight oil. Tonight he wants to celebrate. But a challenge from Mike Christopher Jr. And Owen is able to shrug him off. Running well on the outside. Todd Owen looking for his 2nd win of the season as he comes out of turn number 4. And from ashes to diamonds, Todd Owen gets the victory and moves into the TC 13.
Woo!
I can't do this without my guys that support me no matter what, good or bad. And last 2 weeks, has just been killer. And you know, when you have your head down, and when the guys are pushing you in the back to keep going, and I can't thank everybody that helps me so much. There's so many names and sponsors and people that I don't want to miss anybody, but just everybody that helps me.
In the limited late models, the pole was owned by Jay Clement, but Lucas Leone, a rookie driver from Southington, makes an early statement by getting into the lead. And around goes Jay Clement, and the casualty was Andrew Durant, the point leader, who blasted the backstretch wall. He crawls away as he can drive the car, but it hobbles to the infield. And on the restart, Lucas Leone getting the advantage against Matt Clement, but not for long. Clement is able to surge his way on the outside to take the lead. A bump by Patnode against Alexandra Fern put her to the grass, but she is able to recover. Alexandra gets by Jeremy Lavoie, and here goes the general, Gary Patnode, through the grass. A tough break for the 22 car. Taking advantage up at the front, Matt Clement looking to missile his way by Lucas Leone, and Jeremy Lavoie fighting for 3rd. Making a move on the inside, Alexandra Fern. She has had her ups and downs this season, but she has some power tonight as she rumbles underneath Lucas Leone to move into 2nd. There's only one more driver in front of her, that man, Matt Clement, looking for his first win. But here comes Alexandra Fern. Jackrabbits her way on the inside of Clement. and Alexandra Fern takes over the lead, looking for her second win of the season. Lucas Leone trying to get on the podium, and he makes a pass against Lavoie to move into the top 3. Here comes Alexandra Fern, putting a ribbon on a great performance, winning for the second time this year in the limited late models.
You know, a win like this doesn't come with a lot of really hard work on behalf of everybody, not just me. This is the result of a lot of hard work at the shop and a lot of dedication from a lot of people. So thank you everybody who helps me make this happen. This car was absolutely awesome today in practice, the heat race and the feature. We had amazing drive off. It was absolutely unbelievable. Thank you to Joe Hammond for everything that he does for our car.
This is a race everybody wants to win, the TC Shootout. Glenn Reen and Keith Rocco have won it in the past, but there could be a new winner tonight. It might be Mike Christopher Jr., who takes the lead from Troy Tallman on the outside. Troy Tallman driving a tribute car to his uncle, Tommy Tagg. Troy Tallman wants a piece of the lead in the 3 car. Tallman is able to crank it up against Mike Christopher to take over the lead in a car he did not practice with, but it's like he has driven it all his life. Driving into 3rd, Todd Owen, and now he is pestering Mike Christopher Jr. for 2nd place. Also hanging in there is Matt Vassar in the 11th. On the inside, Todd Owen, he gets by Christopher, and now he's going after the back bumper with Troy Tallman. Tallman might have gotten out of shape. That opened the door to 1st place for Todd Owen, and Tenacious Todd having a tough battle with Tallman. Christopher making it a 3-way fight, but here comes Todd Owen as he is able to lunge into the lead. There is heated action in the rest of the field, and Steven Kopchik is able to get through traffic starting 12th, and he moves into 4th right behind David Arute in the 75. Marcello Refrano moving up, but nobody's moving quicker than Todd Owen. A pack of cars behind him, but the leader of the pack will be car number 81, Todd Owen, one of the biggest nights of his career. He goes from 2 weeks of disaster to climbing cloud 9. Todd Owen becomes the first driver to win both the 40-lap SK Modified feature and the TC Shootout.
Well, I knew how good our car was in the race. That that's a tough deal to stop and then start going again at the end. It's you pretty much got what you got. So I kind of figured we had a good car after the race, but just wow. From where we were the last 2 weeks to where we are right now, finished second to this race 2 years in a row, and man, it's obviously we'd give anything to have Ted back, but to win this race in his honor, it's just it means a lot to anybody that wins it. So I'm just happy to be the guy this year to get it, and thank everybody that helps put this race on. I know he with the safety thing and everything, Quinn's done such an amazing thing to try to help all us drivers out, and like I said, we give everything to have him back, but it's pretty awesome to be here in his memory race for sure.
What a night it was, especially for Todd Owen making Stafford history. Join us again next week for more exciting action on This Week at Stafford.